Too many times we walk around only being concerned about our own problems and issues. And in that moment someone else does something we think is ridiculous, we get defensive or argumentative. But have you ever stopped to think what kind of baggage that person may be carrying? Things like stress, sadness, or fear make us all act in different ways than we normally would.
But what's in your bag? Have you ever thought about what's in your bag and what could possibly be in somebody else's bag? There may not be too many pretty things in there if you think about it. For example, I once heard the story about a man and 2 kids on the train. There was a spectator. Let's say that I was that spectator for this example. I happen to be on this train and I see this man and his 2 kids sitting next to me on the train, but the 2 kids are running rampant on the train, screaming, running back and forth, making all kind of noises and just disturbing everybody on the train in general. Meanwhile, the father isn't doing a goddamn thing to his kids. He's not telling them to stop. He's not paying them any mind. He's just looking out the window in a daze like he just lost his best friend. But whatever the case, he's letting his kids disturb everybody on that train and he's not doing his job as a father to control them. So I'm sitting on the side irked and wondering why he's not taking action. So finally, I decided to say something to this man who I don't know from a can of paint, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, do you see your kids running all up and down this train? You need to do something about it. Calm them down because it's disturbing everybody on this train." The response from the man says, "I'm so sorry. It's just very hard for me to focus right now. We just came from the hospital and we just got recent news that my wife is passing from cancer. The kids don't know how to take the information, so they're just running all over the place, and I'm still comprehending this information myself. I'm so sorry. I'll try my best to control my kids from here out." How would you have felt if you were that man and you'd said something to that father after he just told you what kind of news he got? Kind of makes you look at the situation in a different mind frame, doesn't it? Once that man heard the news that this father had gotten such bad news, he was able to relate to that man and understand 100% why he wasn't paying attention to his kids and why he was letting his kids run around. When just 2 seconds ago, he was ready to scream and yell at this man and had no idea how he was being such a bad father. But now he's understanding, like, oh, no wonder he's not paying attention to his kids. He got the most devastating news he could have gotten today. So it's examples like this, if when you see situations going on, or if somebody is treating you in a certain kind of way, if you're being bullied at school, if your parents aren't treating you as they usually do, if your friends aren't acting normal, I'm pretty sure there's probably something that's going on with them deeper on the inside, and it's not anything specifically geared towards you. But as humans, we have a weird way. So it usually helps for me in situations like that. If I find myself getting annoyed at somebody, if I find myself getting mad at somebody over something that's so small as cutting me off in traffic, or budging in front of me in line at the grocery store, or maybe even somebody who just flipped me the bird or called me out by name or something, I usually don't really get upset about it because I just do not take it personal. It's not my responsibility to take my anger out on somebody else because I have no idea why they're even upset at me for something that was so minute. Obviously, if somebody is getting mad at you for something that's really small that has really nothing to do with the day in particular, there's something that's going on with them inside that you have no control over, and unfortunately you just happen to be the person that they decided to take their anger out against. Don't take it personal. Just try to think about what things they could be going through. For instance, if you're in traffic and somebody happens to cut you off and flips you the bird, maybe they're cutting you off because they just left their house, they just got in an argument with their husband or wife, and they're very upset, so they're driving down the road angered and enraged, and whoever is in their way, they're going to cut in front and they're going to flip their finger out to them. You probably were not the only one that day that they did that to, so don't take it personal. Another example could be if you go to the store and you ask the store clerk where the toilet paper is, and they turn to you and they're like, "Oh, the toilet paper is down there, like I don't have time to help you with it." We've all seen angry store clerks all the time, but you never know what may have happened to that person right before you ask them to find the toilet paper. Maybe they just got pulled into their office with their employer and they're like, "Listen, you're effing up on the job, you got one more time to get your ish straight." So now they're back on the floor, they're very upset, they're very nervous that they're about to lose their job, and who knows, if they lose their job, that might jeopardize their entire family because they're not going to have any way to feed their kids. So now they're in the aisle stacking graham crackers, pissed off at the world and you come along asking them where the toilet paper is, the last thing on their mind is to tell you where the goddamn toilet paper is. So situations like that, just try to think about what could be in somebody else's book bag at that particular time, because we all carry something different every single day, and not everybody is able to process their anger and their emotions in the correct way. So for me, it just makes my day go by a little bit better when I try to put myself in that person's shoes and think, you know, I do feel some type of way about what just happened, but what may be going on in that person's life that caused them to treat me that way? I genuinely feel everybody in this world tries their best to be a good person, and nobody is intentionally going around making everybody miserable just for their own entertainment. Usually it's because they have some kind of a dark issue going on inside of them, deep inside them, that hasn't been resolved, and that's just the kind of person that they grew into. People just have some baggage that's so heavy, it's dragging them down every day. If you're somebody who has a very heavy bag, please try your best to get it off your back. It's causing you stress, it's causing you headache, it's bringing down your health physically and mentally, and you need to do your best to get yourself out of that situation. Please try your best. If you have no idea how to get out of it, feel free to message me. I am more than willing to help you get through that situation. I myself was in a space just last week where I was feeling super depressed, super down. And I mean, really, Peach, the girl who motivates us every single week? Yes. And it's even harder for me because I'm usually the person who motivates everybody. But when you're in a situation when you can't even pick yourself up for motivation, it's hard to get back up. So trust me, I know how you're feeling, and I've been there, and I've been able to get myself out of those situations. So please, if you need any help, please feel free to message me. I look at all of my comments and I respond to everybody. If you need help, I am here for you. So until next time, guys, stay motivated. And remember, try to think about what is in everybody else's bag, because you never know what somebody is going through. And it's always helpful to just smile. A smile always makes everybody a little bit happier. And especially when they come at you the wrong way and you respond back with a positive message, it works every single time. I do it all the time. And the situation gets resolved just like that, because that person is just appreciative that you didn't come back at them with a whole bunch of slander. So until next time, guys, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I drop a motivational video every week, and I also vlog the journey of me starting up my own business. So until next time, be nice to everybody, stay motivated, keep yourself up, and again, if you need help with any kind of motivation outside of this video or any kind of business questions that I might be able to help you with, please feel free to message me. I am here for you. This is why I make these videos. We are in this together. I motivate you, and you guys also motivate me too with your comments. You guys are the best sometimes. So I'm here for you just as much as you're here for me. So stay motivated, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.